What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the WaxMode detailing channel. And today's video is going to be an overview of the Ethos Ceramic Matrix Coating. Now, this video is only going to be covering this coating's hydrophobic performance in the short term. I'm going to do a rinse test. I'm going to pull out the soap. We'll give this coating its first wash. Then I'll pull out the air blower. We're going to see how well this coating sheds water off the paint when I'm using an air blower to dry it. And then I'll pull out the Gilmour hose nozzle to flood the surface with water to see how well this coating sheets water off the paint. Now, for this specific test, I've got 2 coats of the Ethos Ceramic Matrix Coating applied to just the left half of this test panel. And then on the right half, I've got 2 coats of the Ethos Graphene Matrix Coating. So I'm doing a side-by-side comparison between the hydrophobic behaviors of both coatings. Now, I've also got a strip down the middle that has no coatings applied to it. It's basically my control section. And the coatings were applied 2 weeks ago onto the paint. I waited 1 hour before applying the second coat of each coating on top of the first coat. And the paint was prepped using 3D1 hybrid compound and finishing polish. I followed that up using Sonax Perfect Finish on a yellow Rupes polishing pad. And then I use Ethos Detox. That's their recommended paint cleaner to help clean up any of the polishing oils that might have been left behind from the polishing process. But look at the hydrophobic effect that both of these coatings have on the paint in the short term. Again, the ceramic matrix coating on the left half of the paint right here is producing some top-notch hydrophobics, guys. And it seems to be right on par with the graphene matrix coating as well. I'm not seeing a big difference at all. I'm not seeing any difference between both of these coatings as far as their water beading goes, as far as how fast the water's sheeting off the surface. They both seem to be right on par with each other. And I'm definitely loving it. It's going to be a really nice hydrophobic base to let you guys know when the coating needs to be topped up with a spray topper to help boost that water behavior back up, or reapply the coating when you lose that hydrophobic effect. In this clip here, I've got the air blower out to help dry the paint off, and you can see both of these coatings produce a very low sliding angle. So when a water bead hits the surface of it, it doesn't take a very steep angle for that water bead to start rolling off the surface of the paint. And when you're air blowing it dry, it doesn't take a lot of pressure. You don't have to get up super close with the blower to force the water off the surface. Nowhere near the amount of pressure and force, and you don't have to get up super close like I do with the center section that doesn't have protection. So these coatings make it super easy to fully dry the paint with air. The gloss also looks fantastic between both of these coatings. I can't notice a difference between these two. In this clip here, this is going to be the first wash using Ethos Detailer shampoo. This is a bare bone style soap. Again, this is 2 weeks since applying the coatings to the surface of the paint. You want to wait with the Ethos coatings. You want to wait about 5 to 7 days before your first wash, before introducing detergents or soap to the surface of the paint. Wait that 5 to 7 day period for the coating to cure a bit longer before doing this. Now, with these coatings in particular, I found that they're not greatly impacted by getting wet shortly after applying them to the paint. They're going to be able to handle that. Again, I would try and avoid water for as long as you can until your first wash. But I found that the Ethos coatings are not as impacted by an early rinse compared to some other coatings that I've worked with. And whatever Ethos is using as the chemical base to really provide this type of hydrophobic performance, it's definitely awesome. I think it's similar between both the ceramic matrix and the graphene matrix. So I think that, you know, the difference between the two of these is just the graphene oxide that's added to the formula. But whatever that hydrophobic base is that's producing this effect right here is just absolutely a phenomenal base. In this clip here, I'm using a Gilmour hose nozzle. This has a really good center flood setting. This is going to be able to allow us to sheet the water off the paint, to collect the individual water beading up into the stream as I flood the surface, to remove the majority of the water before we start to dry it using a drying towel if we're not using an air blower to dry the paint. But you can see here with both of these coatings, they're so hydrophobic that the water just sheets off. It floods off the surface of the paint incredibly quickly. But I've definitely been impressed with these coatings here. I'm really excited for the ceramic matrix coating in particular because this is a lower price coating, so you're going to get 50 milliliters inside of the bottle. Regular price is $75 for 50 milliliters, so that's enough to do 2 coats with pretty much any car or truck out there that's not, you know, crazy big. And I know it's going to take a long-term durability test to really see the performance that these coatings can really offer, especially compared to one another. But slickness and gloss seem to be on par with each other. Ease of use seems to be on par. I mean, they're both pretty easy coatings to work with. You can still get high spots. You know, you want to follow the instructions, the application instructions, so that you can avoid getting high spots. You want to make sure that you're buffing the coating off in a reasonable amount of time after you apply it to the paint. And that's going to differ depending on your environment. But, you know, both of these seem to be really on par with each other in the short term, and I'm loving that. So don't count the ceramic matrix coating out, guys. This could be a very good coating and be very competitive. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, Tim reached out to me. Tim from Ethos, he reached out to me and sent me both of these coatings to test out and get my honest feedback on them. This is not a sponsored video by Ethos. I'm not receiving payment. I'm not receiving a commission for doing these videos like this. But I've tested a lot of coatings out there, and I've been definitely impressed with the ceramic matrix and graphene matrix coatings in the short term, guys. So keep an eye out for them in the future. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the comment section below.